It is indeed with a great pleasure that President Nεοφύτου and the Democratic Rally welcomes you to today's lunch. Even though the major topic of discussion and analysis is, of course, the referendum in Greece, the invitation and thought of having this lunch preceded the whole Greek events. The developments in Cyprus keep running as well, and for this reason, President Nεοφύτου is today initiating an open dialogue with you on both pressing issues, the resolution of the Cyprus problem and the economy. For this reason, Mr. President, if you would be so kind and give us your brief presentation, and Your Excellencies, copies of both the PowerPoint presentation and speech will be handed out to you immediately after lunch. So thank you very much for being here with us, Mr. President.
Your Excellencies, I wish to warmly welcome you and thank you for accepting our invitation for today's gathering. It is my strong belief that more frequent contacts can decisively contribute to better understanding of each other. This cooperation will serve our vision for a stronger and a better Europe. The European Union has significantly contributed to the lives of everyone. Above all, it has contributed to peace and stability in Europe. From the day the Treaty of Rome was signed until today, the member states enjoy conditions of absolute peace between them. That's why the new generations in Europe take peace for granted. This fact, in combination with the financial crisis that afflicted Europe and its management, create new challenges for all of us. To redefine, reformulate, and evolve the essence of the European vision in a responsive way to today's and tomorrow's Europeans' expectations. Before continuing, I would like to make a comment on the results of the Greek referendum. The Democratic Rally respects the verdict of the Greek people. We welcome the Greek Prime Minister's position that the result is not a message of clash with Europe, but one for a viable agreement. It is vital that such an agreement, a new memorandum of understanding between Greece and its creditors, is reached the soonest possible in order to stabilize the economy and the banking sector and avoid further problems to the Greek economy. Your Excellencies, Cyprus, as you all know, went through very difficult times recently. Dramatic decisions needed to be taken 2 years ago. Decisions that were taken due to our own weaknesses in the banking sector and our lack of will to substantially reform our country and transform it into a modern state. We also had to pay a heavy cost due to the wrong Eurozone architecture and the weaknesses of the European mechanism. Just to remind you, without any complaint, just presenting facts, in October 2011, Cyprus incurred €4.5 billion losses overnight because of the Greek PSI. This amounted to about 25% of our GDP, the largest percentage of losses in the Union. However, 2 years after the tough decisions of March 2013, Cyprus is well on the track of recovery. This is the graph of the first quarter in Eurozone with the change of GDP growth compared with previous quarter. Cyprus is in the first quarter of 2015 experienced the highest growth rate between all the Eurozone countries and the second highest between all the member states of the Union when compared to the previous quarter. We feel proud for our success. Czech Republic, I think, was the best within the European Union in the whole. Unemployment, while still high, has stabilized and shows the first signs of decline. We started at the beginning of 2008 with increasing of unemployment, and we see the decline after the tragic events in 2013. We have successfully borrowed from the international financial markets. The yields of government bonds are declining, while our banking system has stabilized, and we anticipate soon that it will play its role in the development of the economy and to start financing development project in Cyprus. This graphic compares the same bond issue by Cyprus and Greece. Until the beginning of October 2014, the yields of Greek and Cypriot bond was the same. And we see the direction of the yields of the Greek bonds after the announcement of ex-Prime Minister of Greece, Mr. Samaras, for a possible exit of Greece from the MOU. That's the point. And that's the trend of the yields, unfortunately for Greece. And that's the yields for Cyprus. And we see the decline of the yields after a delay of months. We passed from the Parliament the insolvency framework, reaching the lowest yield of 3.25% at the end of May 2015. The difference of the yield of the same bonds with the same expiry date from Cyprus and Greece as of last Friday, it's 21 points different. Your Excellencies, more importantly, Cyprus is regaining its credibility and status on the political as well as on financial level. In a nutshell, these are due to the fact that we never faced the Troika and the adjustment program as a curse. For us, Europe is our alliance, is not a curse. On the contrary, our government and our party treated the program not as a threat, but as the opportunity to correct many of the shortcomings of our state. It was an opportunity for us to correct our mistakes and implement the changes that we needed. We have already achieved a serious fiscal correction in the public finances, and we proceed with important reforms in social policy, in health, in education, in local and public administration. We have provided a much better operating framework for the banking system, and it's already showing result with our banking system fully recapitalized with private funds. And we are hoping to proceed soon with the necessary reforms for progress and for attracting foreign investment, for privatization of our ports and telecommunications. The Cyprus economy is not only being upgraded by the international rating agencies, but is also capable of utilizing the potent development tools of the European Union, the Juncker Plan, the quantitative easing program of the ECP, and numerous others that we aspire they also bear fruits. I want to emphasize that this has been achieved by a parliamentary minority government. The efforts of democratic rally in creating conditions of consensus in the House of Representatives have been extremely crucial. I deeply believe that the Cypriot political system in its totality, and most importantly, the Cypriot people should not only feel proud, but should also be credited for their decisiveness demonstrated in the need to face the crisis promptly and with a lot of courage. From our side, the ruling party, the Democratic Rally, we are determined to be a step ahead from the government in the need for radical reform on all levels, and even beyond the minimum required by the Troika and the MOU. And to be very frank with you, we believe that the suggested reforms by the MOU are not so radical as we wanted them to be. We want to create a better state, and we believe that the more radical the reforms are, the better are for the future generations. On this, we would like to have Europe on our side in a profoundly obvious manner for all the citizens. We want Europe to be conceived by the Cypriots as the grand alliance that assists and facilitates the progress and improvement of all European citizens. We would also like Europe actively on our side in our effort to achieve an honorable settlement of the Cyprus issue. And when I say on our side, I don't mean only the Greek Cypriot community. I'm talking for the whole population in Cyprus. And I mean also our compatriots, Turkish Cypriot and the Turkish Cypriot community. A solution to the Cyprus problem based on the European acquis and the principles and values on which the European Union is founded is in the best interest of all Cypriots. We would also like a united Cyprus to be in the heart of Europe, in the core of Europe, on an equal basis, to be able to constructively contribute in the progress of the European Union and not creating problems in its operation. We would like Cyprus to provide the pillar of peace, security and cooperation, political as well as an economic, that the Union so emphatically requires in the region of the southeastern Mediterranean. I refer to this because it is obvious to all of us that the new window of opportunity has been opened in the Cyprus problem. We recognize that the elections of Mr. Akinci in the leadership of the Turkish Cypriot community has created a new, strong dynamic towards the required historic compromise. And we realize that to reach a historic compromise, we need a consensus. We don't overlook Mr. Akinci's stance to base the intended solution on the relevant agreements and resolutions, as well as on the need of the Turkish Cypriots to operate in more autonomy from Turkey. We have noted this, as well as the recognition by the Turkish Cypriot leader for the first time of the beneficial role the European Union can play. This is a very important and significant statement by Mr. Akinci. At the same time, nobody can doubt President Anastasiadis' commitment to the solution of the Cyprus problem. This commitment, in conditions of credibility, will be able to achieve substantial participation and contribution of the people for the reunification of our country. What we are still missing are concrete signs from Turkey that it means its verbal declarations that will positively contribute towards the solution of the Cyprus problem. Substantial, concrete moves from Turkey towards this direction will consolidate the necessary climate of trust. A climate of trust that we needed. Our people today are ready to listen. For this reason, we at the Democratic Rally have undertaken a discussion and information campaign across the island on the Cyprus solution prospects. Our aim is to discuss with the grassroots of civic society not only what scares them, but also on the great prospects that a unified Cyprus open before us. As human beings, Your Excellencies, we always deal with the fears, but next to the fears are the hopes. We always take consideration the dangers, but we forget to take into consideration the prospects. We consider the difficulties and we forget the opportunities and the challenges. We are looking for the challenges to build a united Cyprus for a better future. This is our great vision, because we believe that great visions cannot be fit in divided countries. Your Excellencies, I will not go in the heart of the many aspects of the Cyprus problem. I will only refer to a few very substantial parameters that particularly concern the operation of a united Cyprus within Europe. The first aspect is the security of all citizens, Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots. The feeling of security must cover everyone, of course, but not to a degree where the one community is over-secure and the other under-secure. There are a lot of aspects of the Cyprus problem that are dealt mistakenly in post-war terms. Third-party guarantees to a European country are not in compliance with the European principle and diminish the Union itself. The second aspect is trust in the implementation of the solution. This cannot be achieved when the one side gives what it can from the start and waits for the other one to reciprocate in due time. The third parameter is the implementation of human rights and freedom for all the citizens all over Cyprus. The rights that every citizen enjoys in every European country. Before it's the operational, and I think that maybe it's the first time this issue is raised publicly, is the operational and financial sustainability of the United States of Cyprus. On the financial side, in relation to the lump sum amounts and to the annual operational cost of a united Cyprus. The prospect of a solution provides the opportunity to construct a modern and functional state. God forbid, if for the sake of the solution we overlook parameters that led again to the formation of a dysfunctional state, unable to operate and unable to be financially viable. We call on the European institutions to preemptively assist us on this. Let's utilize the European institutions in the preparation of the solution rather than require the assistance of Troika afterward. In all these matters, as well as to the core of the solution, the involvement of the European Union is essential. And we must have it the soonest. We welcome Mr. Juncker's visit to Cyprus in approximately 10 days from now. We aspire and hope that it will be a big step towards this direction. With these thoughts, Your Excellencies, I wish to thank you again for your presence here today, and we can have our dialogue while we are having our lunch. Thank you once more.